All right, I'll start with this. I love both guys. I have respect for both guys. And look, we're close to Usyk, so I'm not going to hide that.
Just tell me, head on the block now, does Dubois do it second time against Usyk? He gets outboxed, yeah?
He gets outboxed again.
Does he get stopped?
What's up, fight fans, and welcome back to the channel. The boxing world is heating up with excitement as Daniel Dynamite Dubois prepares for his rematch against unified heavyweight champion Oleksandr Usyk. After the controversy surrounding their first bout, all eyes are on whether Dubois can rewrite the script or if Usyk will once again prove too skilled and too slick. Plenty of boxing experts are weighing in with their predictions. Simon Jordan is fully backing Dubois this time. He believes the British powerhouse has matured and evolved into a true contender. Jordan was especially impressed by Dubois's entrance at Wembley Stadium, comparing it to that of a gladiator ready for battle. According to Jordan, Dubois must finish the fight inside the distance, winning on points.
I said it to Oleksandr Usyk, and there's no favoritism here. I think it's Daniel Dubois' time. I think he's a ferocious
I have to agree with
beast. Absolutely. and I think he deserves all the plaudits. I think what walked into Wembley Stadium was an absolute gladiator, and I'm thrilled for him that he's coming out of himself, growing as a man, becoming more worldly and able to communicate with the media, and I think it's going to be a fabulous fight.
Do you believe that he can get it done inside the distance?
I think he has to get it done inside the distance.
Yeah. You don't think he can win on points?
I think it's unlikely.
Yeah.
I think it's unlikely. But whatever, July 19th, brilliant fight.
Against a technician like Usyk is, in his view, highly unlikely. Dubois himself enters this rematch with supreme confidence. He says every fighter dreams of beating the best, and that's exactly what he's aiming to do. He believes Usyk has had his moment, but now it's his time to take over. Dubois maintains that the controversial body shot in the first fight was a clean, proper blow, and he's back to settle the score and silence any lingering doubts. In his own words, he's a changed man and a better fighter. Renowned trainer and analyst.
A fighter, you see them and you see what they've done, and then, you know, when you get the opportunity, I want to win. I want to beat him as well. He's been up there a while, and he's had his day. So now is my time. I'm really confident and ready to fight.
Do you still try to tell us that 2 years ago in Poland you beat Oleksandr Usyk?
It was about that, you know. It was, in my opinion, that was a proper body shot. I mean, you know, I could go over it and over it, but it was a body shot that landed, and now I have a chance to clear up the controversy, you know, just right the slate clean. You know, I've come back. You guys have seen I've come back a new man, a different man, a new fighter, and I'm just excited to show that I'm on the rise.
Teddy Atlas has respect for both men, especially Usyk, but also admires Dubois' perseverance. Atlas believes Dubois has grown significantly, physically and mentally, after suffering defeats to both Joe Joyce and Usyk. Those setbacks, according to Atlas, tested Dubois' character.
I also have a lot of respect for Dubois, for the man he is and what he's become. That he fell apart in 2 fights. Yeah, different things happen, I get it, but physical things happen in the fight with Joyce, and then in the fight with Usyk, where Usyk, some people think that it should have been a punch to the body, it shouldn't have been a breakage and a stoppage, and that it changed the fight. The bottom line was, at the end of the day, in both Joyce, it's about overcoming. Boxing and fighting is about overcoming. Yeah, it's look up the definition in Webster's of boxing, fighting. I don't know what you're going to find exactly. Marcus of Queensberry rules, putting gloves on, pugilism. For me, the definition of fighting is overcoming. That's it. Overcoming. To be a champion, somewhere along the line, you got to find a way to overcome. And Dubois found that.
Comeback fights were about self-belief and regaining pride, and Atlas feels he's now showing signs of being a real champion in the making. On the other hand, former world champion Duke McKenzie doesn't share the same optimism. While he respects Dubois' improvement, he confidently predicts another loss for the Brit.
Yeah, he gave in. I thought he gave in. He broke down. Mentally, emotionally, whatever you want to call it, physically, but I think more mentally. in both the Joyce fight and Usyk fight. But he came back, he redeemed himself, and he did what you said. He fought those 3 tough fights, and those fights, I think he would have fought them for free. At least the first 2, because it was about redeeming himself. It wasn't about getting paid. It was about finding out who he was, finding out what kind of man he was. It was really about living the rest of his life with pride instead of the opposite, with some shame. It was really about being able to get up every day and go outside and feel good about who walks outside on the road and what people are going to see. It was really about looking in the mirror and liking what was looking back at him.
Mackenzie believes Usyk's ring IQ and movement are simply too much and expects Dubois to be outboxed or even stopped. So, who are you backing in this heavyweight clash? Let us know in the comments. Tony Bellew believes Daniel Dubois is entering the rematch with Oleksandr Usyk as a more mature and mentally stronger fighter.
Just tell me, head on the block now, does Dubois do it second time against Usyk? He gets outboxed, yeah?
He gets outboxed again.
Does he get stopped?
In their first bout, Bellew says Dubois simply had enough and mentally checked out. But this time, he sees a more aware and dangerous version of Dubois, someone who understands what it truly takes to win at the highest level. Still, despite acknowledging Dubois' growth, Bellew expects Usyk's superior skills and ring intelligence to eventually break him down. He's predicting another Usyk.
He knows himself now, though, Jim.
Yeah.
So he knows how hard it is, how tough it is. I believe the first fight with him that he'd had enough. He'd had enough, and he quit. So it is what it is. You can make as much of that or as little of it as you want. I think Daniel Dubois is now coming to a different stage in his career, where he's understanding now of what needs to be done and what's at stake. I think he's shown that he can overcome difficult times in fights now. And I think the victory over Anthony Joshua is going to propel his confidence levels to an all-time high. So I think he's well in this fight. I think he's a super dangerous challenger. And he'll go into it with a lot of belief. But I believe that belief will get shrunk. As the rounds pass and as the shots start getting landed on him, the questions will be asked of him again. Oleksandr Usyk will be victorious.
Victory, either a late stoppage or a clear decision. Bellew also calls Usyk an anomaly and a genius, a once-in-a-generation talent who operates on a different level. According to him, Usyk is the kind of boxer the sport needs. While all reigns eventually come to an end, Bellew doesn't believe Dubois will be the one to dethrone him. After already beating the likes of Anthony Joshua and, in Bellew's words,
this guy's an anomaly, he's a freak, he's the genius that boxing needs. This guy is, I can't put it into words how good he is at what he does, Jim, but ultimately all good things have to come to an end. Eventually, yes, but I just don't think Daniel Dubois is the man to bring it to an end.
So you go Usyk again?
I'm going Usyk again, and I think by late stoppage, if not points.
Stoppage?
I think he can stop him. Yeah, I just think he figures it out. It's what his mindset and the frequency he's on is a different level to everybody else. It's like this guy's gone up against a 6'9" monster in Tyson Fury and figured them out. Yeah. This guy's gone up against one of the biggest punches in boxing in Anthony Joshua and figured them out twice. He's already beaten Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois is a big, strong guy. Immense power. I give him all the credit in the world, and he's overcome many demons, but he hasn't shown us yet that he can get this job done over 12 rounds, and I just don't see him stopping Oleksandr Usyk.
Proving he'd handle even someone like Tyson Fury, Usyk is expected to find a way to handle Dubois again. Dubois, however, is making bold statements of his own. He's declared his intent to put Usyk to sleep for good in this rematch. Respectful of Usyk's achievements, Dubois still believes his current combination of speed and power will be too much. He's promised a brutal war.
Put him to sleep properly this time. I want to nail him to the canvas.
So categorically, Oleksandr Usyk, who's a great fighter, cannot take this version of Daniel Dubois' speed and power.
No way. No way. This time it's going to be proper war. Give you guys a bloodbath and, just tear him up, put him to sleep.
Do you think this is the end of his career?
It will be.
I'll make sure it is. I want to see England stop for that day, and lifting the crown and lifting all the belts up. I want to see the whole world stop. This would be the biggest fight in the world, and I want all eyes on it. So, yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be historic and powerful and massive.
War in the ring and has vowed to tear Usyk apart, leaving no doubt this time around. Dubois' confidence is sky high, and he's made it clear this time he's not leaving anything to chance.
I think Daniel Dubois, he's on a roll. He's coming off of a massive win against AJ. Usyk's also on a massive roll, so I think that fight's going to come down to mindset.
Chris Eubank Jr. weighed in as well, emphasizing that both men are riding strong momentum. He believes this fight won't be decided by skill alone, but by mindset and mental toughness.
It's a good fighter. It's a boxer. Listen, I respect all who boxing in gym, because I know it's very hard. I respect all my opponent. Daniel too,
including him. Yeah.
Yes. Whoever stays focused and composed under pressure will have the edge. Even Usyk, ever humble, acknowledged the challenge ahead. He said boxing is hard and that he respects anyone who steps into the ring, including Dubois. Promoter Frank Warren is hyped for the rematch.
Well, it is, but they know each other. They've been in the ring together. They shared a ring together. I know he can hurt him. I know that Usyk, who I've got great admiration for, he's beaten every British fighter that he's been in with. But I believe that he has weaknesses, and it was nearly exploited in that first fight. I mean, that's the punch I always felt would give him problems. So Daniel knows what he's got to do in this next fight, and it's going to be a great fight. And as I said, it's historical because of the belts and so forth. And if he comes through that, how bad is that? 48 years I've been doing this now. I mean, for him to come through and do that, heavyweight champion, and I've looked after a few British heavyweight world champions, but I think that would be something special. The first guy to hold the 4 belts, that's historic.
He believes Dubois exposed cracks in Usyk during the first fight and now knows exactly what needs to be done. With all the belts on the line, Warren says this could be historic. So, who are you picking? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more Fight Night content.